Hi everyone, today we'll be taking a look at the Beast Alliance knockoff Optimus Primal, and this figure is a little bit oversized. We cannot tell which, you know, knockoff company produced this figure by the look of the box. I think it's Black Mamba, just what we've seen in the previous release, such as, Mechanical Alliance, but, what Hasbro and Takara keeping close tabs on them. I guess that's why they don't want to do branding anymore. So right now, as much as branding goes, all we have is on the top, it just says the Beast. So, but other than that, it's just a standard black box, nothing to it. Beast Alliance. So nothing spectacular about it. And when you take the figure out of the packaging, these are all the accessories it comes with. The two swords, the skull mace, and then the mask face too that was I know Target exclusive, so at least that's a great addition to it. So as you can see, they did a great job applying some, metal paint on it. And as for size comparison, here he is standing to the original Hasbro figure. You can see the paint differences. This one is more show accurate based on the hip color. This one is blue. This one is red. So over here on the face, they did more of a more of a metallic paint that the original toy doesn't have. So those are just some of the differences there. But besides that, the mold is the same. I don't think they added any improvements to the articulation or anything like that, or the transformation. Die cast, I think the chest is die cast by the feel of it. The feet, the front of the feet appear to be die cast. Unless I'm wrong and it's just painted plastic. Not let me see. I think the gorilla feet. Let me just zoom in. Yeah, by the looks of it, I think the gorilla feet are actually die cast and the robot feet are still plastic. So I think that's the only die cast they added to the figure. Let me get a close-up of the face. Just one thing I want to mention to it. I don't know if it's due to how it was packed, but the figure does appear to scratch easily. Look at the face. That's pretty much without me even transforming it. So just be aware of that if you're trying to get this figure. That be aware that either some joints are too tight and where you're transforming it or moving it, some paint is gonna scratch out. So it's good if you're gonna keep it at robot mode, since it looks, I think that's the best form out of the two anyway. So as mentioned before, here is the masked face. I think this is a great addition to the figure. I didn't want to get the buzzworthy Prime Nemesis Primal repaint just because of the masked face. So if anything, this, if you've been waiting for a masked face on the Kingdom Optimus Primal, I'll say definitely get this version instead of the buzzworthy one. And especially if you didn't like the color deco on it. So they did a really great job picking this color. It's more show accurate too, as you can tell. It's like sort of like it's not really gray metal either, but it has like a bluish tone on it. They try to match like the MP Primal, but really good accessory. And the swords too, really great addition to it. They did decide to paint them versus the original version. So as you can see over here on the original version, they were not painted. But then the downfall of this is that the joints are too tight too on the hand. So when you try to apply the sword here, you may either make the peg hole a little bit bigger, or you're probably gonna end up scratching the paint on the sword. So as you can see, it doesn't go in smoothly, so it's a little bit tight in there. So that's something to be aware of, because I think if I jam the sword in there, it's gonna scrape all that paint over here on the sword. And then I don't know if I've shown this already, the mace, which is a throwback to the original toy. I don't think this was ever in the show, so great accessory too to add in. I think the skull does come off too. Let's see. Yep. Let's see how it fits on the hand. It fits a little bit better than the sword. Oh yeah, this one, it's a bit loose. So, oh, there it is. So there it is. So at least it fits better than the swords. And as I mentioned before, articulation is the same articulation tolerance. It does have great tolerance. The plastic does feel like, honestly, if it's above the KO plastic, to me it feels almost as an authentic Hasbro toy. So if you're familiar with third-party toys, you sort of know what the plastic should feel like by now too. So it does feel like the standard Black Mamba plastic. So you know them sometimes is a hit or miss with the plastic or the choices they make. Sometimes adding too much die cast where it shouldn't be added, or not improving the joints. But for this figure and the size, just keeping the same joints, I don't really see that as a problem, since it's not a heavy figure overall. Let me see. I'm trying to connect this tab, this knee tab over here. So as you can see, that's some of the issues you're gonna look into with this toy. But as you can tell, the joints do stay in place. So right off the bat, you're not gonna be messing with any loose joints. For transformation, I haven't transformed the Kingdom Primal in a while. Let's see. I think you start off by pushing back. Let's see, either his chest or his back. Because I think you gotta push back his back in order. There we go. So push his back, then turn this side down. Let's do the shoulders while we're here. Okay, the chest, I guess it's gotta be flipped. There's a thing now with the head having paint, so be careful. And then also, I think the chest here too, since it's metal, but especially right now with the head. Let's see. Okay. This is how it's gonna go. Then turn the gorilla face. Okay. Let me see. I think you also turn his waist like the original toy in the show. I'm not a big fan of this skirt. I think they should have just removed it, and I may just trim it down. So then the feet. push the robot feet up. And honestly, I was not a big fan of this panel either, covering the back. It's like, that's a thing that I was not a big fan of the Kingdom toys, that they spend so much time just covering the beast alternate form on the robots, where it creates sometimes a lot of kibble to it that we don't really, as a Beast Wars fan, honestly, I don't care much about the beast mode. So one thing too that I noticed is like it does have like a little bit of brown dry brush added to it. I don't know if you can see over here, but see, like on the face, so it's a little bit of brown. That's an interesting choice. So that's a figure in gorilla mode. And honestly, right now this is going for $30. And yeah, if you were looking for a bigger Optimus Primal to add to your collection, or if you don't want to spend money on the masterpiece version, I think this is a great alternative to get. Honestly, as you can tell, the gorilla mode is honestly not where the figure shines. It's honestly in robot mode. So I know that if we would have had this before the MP version, I know that me as a big Beast Wars fan, I think I would have been happy just to have this version, because honestly I like the sculpting that they did on the fur and everything. It gives it more of that realistic, you know, feeling now, like if Beast Wars would have been done in today's day and age, how he would have looked now. So it kept some of the original designs, but at the same time, it added more flair to it. And I know this company also released two more figures that are considered oversized. I know one of them is Air Racer and Pterosaur, so I'm on the fence if I'm gonna get them and review them. But I knew that at least I needed Primal, either just to add them to my Masterpiece collection. And unfortunately, right now my MP Primal is in storage, so I couldn't locate it for this review. I just wanted to get this review out the door as soon as I could too, just in case some people are on the fence on getting this figure. As my opinion, I definitely recommend getting this one. And even if you're not a big Beast Wars fan, or you were not big on the Kingdom line, if you just want to have a Primal just for your collection, definitely add this one and keep it in robot mode. And great accessories that they added, the additional mask, the skull mace, and everything. I think it it really justifies the price right now. I don't know if the price may go up, so definitely do get it now. And thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or have any requests for any figure review.